inside is his batarang that says China written right on it. Hey, what's up you guys? Artemis Prime here doing another Hot Toys figure review on the Hot Toys 1/6 scale, the Avengers movie masterpiece Loki figure. An incredible figure, man, and I gotta give a big thanks to MarvelousNews.com for sending this out to me. They are the #1 website for all Marvel related news. Check them out, link is in the description. And if you're trying to find one of these badass Hot Toys for yourself, I suggest you check out Big Bad Toy Store.
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Like I said, this figure is incredible, man. And there's a lot to show off here. I want to show you the packaging, and then we're going to get into the accessories. So here's a brief look at the packaging right here. I really like this shiny gold that they have going on, and you could see the A for the Avengers movie right here. Very, very cool. It has a glossy finish where the rest of the box has a matted finish, so that's pretty nice. Here's the side, so the picture continues around. You have this gold foil kind of Loki symbol right here, and then you have a bunch of credits, which I'm not really going to get into, and then it continues on this way. It says Loki really big in this gold, and then you just slide this up, and then there you have Loki. I gotta say, these two boxes side by side together looks very cool. So Loki comes with 9 different hands, and these right here are the gripping hands, so you can put his staff in his hands like that. I really like the gold detail on here. This is cool, and they have this nice black wash that goes throughout all the other hands. He comes with these relaxed hands, which are pretty nice, pretty cool. And I do like the paint shading. You know, it's like gets a little pink around the knuckles and stuff. These I call his staff holding hands because they are the best for holding his staff. They have this position going over here so you can hold the staff at an angle. Very nice. And you can also get him to hold his daggers in these hands. He also comes with 3 different open palm hands. I think this is like a spell kind of hand right here. So this is only on the left hand. Then this right hand is, you know, it's pretty much an open palm hand. And then this is another left hand, which is a wide open palm. So yeah, they're all kind of slightly different, which, you know, is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. He comes with an extra set of wrist pegs. He comes with these Shield or Asgardian handcuffs, I guess. I don't know if they're from Shield or Asgard, but very, very nice. I like the gold paint detail on here. They don't open or anything on their own. You just remove the hand from the wrist peg and then put this through and then reattach the hand to get them on there, which is pretty nice though. I like this chain. Very nice chain. Bends, you know, both ways over here, so that's very, very cool. Decent length. He comes with these 2 daggers right here, which are pretty sweet. I really like them a lot. They're very, very chromed out, very silver, very cool. I'm digging them, and I like how they have the black paint right there in the creases. They're different from each other, which is also very nice. It's a little unfortunate is if you try to put the daggers in his gripping hand, it just, you know, kind of slips right out. Well, I guess that kind of holds, but it doesn't really look very cool. I like having him hold it like right here. This kind of reminds me a little bit more like how he stabbed Thor in the side, you know, in between the fingers like that. Or you can grab the second one and put it through here, so he's got 2 of them. See, that looks dope. That's very, very cool. He also comes with his muzzle that I like very much. Very cool. I like the detail right here. I'll show how to put this on Loki's mouth later on when I remove the helmet. And Loki comes with 2 spears. So this is the one that he comes with. That's like before he's all, I don't know, Loki'd out or whatever. I really like the shading on here. Nice shiny gold paint. Very nice. I like the wash right here over on the silver. Very, very cool. The mind gem looks great. It's even got some like little cracks in there and everything. Make it a little bit more realistic. Very, very cool. Very pointy as well. I mean, it's a sharp spear. And then the 14-inch long spear for the ladies. Very, very nicely done. I'm digging this. I really like the clear mind gem in here. The paint detail on it is just fantastic. And damn, this thing is long. Yeah, that's the size difference right there. Huge difference. And of course, Loki comes with his standard Hot Toys cradle stand. So you can see it's got his name on it, so he knows it's his, and you know it's his, and we all know it's his. It says the Avengers right there. And the way this works is that you kind of pull this out, and it kind of forks out right there, and it basically cradles his nutsack. And technically another accessory is Loki's helmet, which looks fantastic. I think this is great, and damn, the face sculpt looks just like Tom Hiddleston. I think they did a great job on this. Just absolutely wonderful. I'll get a closer shot at the face sculpt, but just to talk about the helmet really quick, it is the most frustrating part for me. And hey, you know, this hair, you know, on the back of Loki's head right here, I mean, does it kind of make you it reminds me of Artemis Prime's hair, you know, underneath his beanie, you know? I don't know, it's kind of the same look a little bit. I don't know, wouldn't you say so? Kind of the same look as Artemis Prime a little bit? No. The way this works is that they tell you that it comes apart in 2 pieces, and I saw Sean Long do a great review of this, by the way. He explained it very well. So just remove the top half like so, and this bottom half has these 2 pegs sticking up at the sides. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pry this open. Oh, and it's so scary, man. It says in the directions you're actually supposed to like really like squeeze this apart a little bit. So that's this piece right here. That's how that works. Like how it has padding on the inside of the helmet right there. And I think the paint on this is just fantastic. I mean, look at that paint detail. Just absolutely awesome paint detail. So yeah, so when I reconnect it, when I'm actually putting it on Loki's head, I kind of have a hard time making sure that these seams are all completely flush with each other, and that's where I get a little frustrated. But overall, it is a great looking helmet. It just takes some finessing to like really get everything, you know, clasped, you know, perfectly fine. So it does work. It's not like it's busted or anything. Damn, the face sculpt on this is just creepy, man. It really, really looks like Tom Hiddleston. This is so damn cool. I really like how the hair is done too. I'm a fan of the slick back hair and everything. Just very, very dope. You can see the ears got, you know, some red on it, and just the shading and just the detail involved in this, and the eyes are so realistic looking. The only thing is that it looks like he's constantly looking up. So when I have him posed, I always have to have him looking down a little bit, so he's kind of like looking up like that, which is actually perfect because it creates more shadows over his face and makes him look a little bit more evil. So the head is tilting down, but he's looking right at you, you know? So that's how that works for me anyway. Quickly, I wanted to show how you could put the muzzle over his face. So it just says you just slip it right on over his mouth, and boom, that's it. There you go. You got a muzzled Loki, like how he should be, dick. You can see right here that the cape plugs into the side of his shoulders over here. So the cape is supposed to be removable. I've plugged it in and I'm not going to detach it. You know, I just don't want to mess with it too much. Hot Toys figures are quite delicate. They can break. The textiles on this figure are incredible. I mean, look at this right here. His little crossband thing has all kinds of nice detail in it. All the gold throughout. I mean, you have those diamonds right there in the cloth. All these little shiny red thingies. I don't know what to call them, so I call them shiny red thingies. Got the little beads. Cool, I like this black leather look. The pleather is very nice. I like it. I like this maroon in here. Very cool. Very, very cool. Nice paint detailing with the browns right there in the boots. I want to get a side look at the figure, and I wanted to show you the bottom of the boots are even nicely detailed. And I like how he has these, like, you know, these floppy, you know, it kind of reminds me of like the tuxedo tails, you know what I mean? These are very nice. He has 3 on each side. Very nice detailing though. God, all over the place. Jeez, it's incredible. The green fabric everywhere and everything. Damn. Damn. Here's a good look at his cape. Very nice cloth. Very much like the Thor figure, where it's, you know, it's been pressed and everything, and it's nicely done. And then you could see right here the tail thingies, so you could see the 3 with the gold right here on the fabric. Very nice. So 3 and then 3 over here. One thing I have to say is I do feel like all these clothes do make Loki look a little bit bulkier than he did seem to me in the movie. I think it's very cool. I really like all these layers and everything, but it does bulk him up a little bit. And then another thing I want to mention is that removing the hands and putting the hands back on is way easier than it was on the Thor figure. So that is nice. That's very cool. So as far as Loki's articulation goes, it's actually better than I thought it would be, really, because like I said, he's got a ton of clothes on him and everything. The other thing I want to mention is that, you know, like the shoulder pads and all this hard gold stuff, this is a plastic, you know, and this is made out of plastic right here, but the rest of this is all fabric. So anyway, his head does move up quite a bit, which is actually really awesome because, you know, he has all this hair, this spiky hair in the back. So you can move up that much. He's got a head joint and he has his neck joints. His head does look down quite a bit, so you can get him looking down. And what you're supposed to do with Hot Toys is before you move him side to side, you want to move it into position and then turn it left and right, so he looks left and right very well. The joints do get hindered at the shoulders a bit, so the shoulders still move outward that much, and you can move them forward this much. It's the bicep swivel actually, but it has this joint, it seems like, all the way up into the shoulder where it allows you to rotate over here. So you can get some rotation right there at the bicep. He does bend at the elbow, which isn't too bad, so you got 90 degrees, and he turns at the wrist and moves in and out at the wrist as well. He has a decent ab crunch. I like that. Abs go forward, abs go back. He also has a waist joint right over here, which is very cool. You can get some rotation out of it, which is cool, which I'm really impressed with. His legs do bend quite a bit. You can move them outward that much. You can get his legs kicking forward only that much. And you can get his knees bending only so. I don't want to bend the knees more than that, or else I feel like I'm going to rip this leather. And then his boots rotate on their own, which is kind of funny. And then he has awesome ankle articulation. Oh my god, these Hot Toys have great ankle articulation. Both Thor and Loki, their ankle can move up and down. It's got a beautiful ankle pivot right over here, man. And I don't know, it moves side to side horizontally. So this is just great as far as the feet goes. You can get him into a lot of cool poses. I mean, I'm really impressed with the articulation with all the clothes that he's wearing. I mean, the guy is fully decked out in wardrobe, man. And you can still pose him. That's just too cool. I really love that. I'm stoked that I can get the figure holding the spear with both hands. I think that's really badass. And as far as his height goes, like I said, he's a 1/6 scale figure, so he stands at about, I want to say 13 inches tall, somewhere between 12 and 13 inches. And with the Loki helmet on, he stands closer to, I want to say like 15 inches tall. We are the Asgard brothers, don't get along with others. I had to compare Thor and Loki together, and I think they look great. Now, Loki's legs are spread just a little bit less than Thor's, so yeah, without the helmet on, Loki's definitely just a little bit shorter than Thor, but, you know, with the helmet on, you know, he kind of towers over him. And here's Hot Toys Loki compared to the Marvel Select Thor movie Loki and the Walmart exclusive Avengers Loki figure from Hasbro. And yeah, I gotta say, you know, again, Loki, or Hot Toys Loki, just whooping the crap out of him. And hey, while I have all three out here, let's do a face comparison. ML, MS, HT, ML, MS, HT, ML, MS, HT, 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 MS. So yeah, that's basically my review, you guys. I hope you like it. If you're in the mood for shopping for Hot Toys and you're trying to pick one up, I totally recommend getting this guy. He costs somewhere around $250, so he is pricey, but you are getting your money's worth. I know it, because I mean, there's just so much cool stuff going on here. I mean, the design of this and just the amount of fabric that's involved with this, and all the detail that's in here, it's just incredible, while maintaining great posability. Okay, not great posability, but really good posability, alright? So I'm not gonna lie, the posability is pretty good, especially for how many clothes he has on there, but of course not great. You know, great is like the Mayfex Spider-Man, but anyway, this isn't the Mayfex Spider-Man. Alright, that's my review, guys. I hope you dig it, and I will catch you later. Thank you, Marvelous News. Look, it's backtracks again.